Hello humans, Master Dinner Flax here, bringing you low quality content you deserve. And today, I will be going over the final card in the Agent Structure deck that I didn't account for. So, all this testing I've been doing for Agents, it was under the assumption that the last two cards we were going to get is like a trap card and a spell card that I didn't feel were probably going to change anything. They rarely ever do, because every time we get like new spells and traps for whatever, like the trap is always really terrible and the spells like has a really good effect, but isn't that like it's definitely not worth playing. But this is different. I was not expecting the card Lost Sanctuary. Lost Sanctuary, it should be pulled up right now. It says, this card becomes Sanctuary in the sky while face up in the field or in the graveyard. Alright, poggers. When this card resolves on activation, you set one Sanctuary in the sky or one spell trap that lists it, and it's text directly from your deck to the field. So, Sanctuary, any of the spells and traps that listed. That is not optional, so you can't just play this in any fairy deck. You kind of gotta, like, I want to say you gotta work for it, but the activation condition of, like, Divine Punishment, this card itself fills, and then this card sets it as well. So that's kind of crazy. Anyways, its real effect comes from this. You can banish one fairy from your graveyard. This is a trap, so it's a quick effect. To target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects till the end of the turn. You can only use that effect once per turn, and you can only activate one of these per turn. This card is fucking crazy. So, every time we get a new trap in a structure deck, it's almost always like, it's either good but not worth playing, or it's just bad and it feels like a wasted slot. This one is not only good, but it's so good, this warps completely how I think the deck should be. So all the lists I've been posting are like super wombo combo. Summon a million monsters, throw a bunch of cards at your opponent, just push some combos through, and then we get this card. And while it doesn't have the same effect of Tri-Brigade Revolt in card text, this has a very similar effect on the deck agents that it does Tri-Brigade, where instead of focusing on this huge wombo-y combo-y nonsense, you can probably not pivot the deck so hard on combo that it's all in, because this trap is ridiculous. It's the fact that it just either sets a follow-up, the Rhoda or the Chorus, or any of the traps like Light of Judgment or Divine Punishment for the next turn when your opponent's trying to play. Like, this effect is actually just so insane. It regulates your graveyard. You can just play a normal combo instead of just going all out. And if that combo gets stopped, this card makes it not matter, because you can set up a really weak board and this card just sets another resource and then is another negation. Like, that is so insane. And I want to show you all the targets here. So, Sanctuary in the Sky is pretty obvious. Yeah, Sanctuary, and then we got Chorus in the Sky. We got Divine Punishment, Light of Judgment, the Rhoda, I can't ever remember, Sacred Waters, Sky, whatever. And technically it can set itself, but there's not a lot of gain in doing that. So it's like Sanctuary in the Sky, and then these are like the big things you want to look at. So this card I don't think is very good. It has a good effect. It's either a warrior returning alive, or if Sanctuary's up, it's a salvage, which that's pretty cool. And salvage, the second target you add back has to be banished, and it has to list Sanctuary in the Sky in its text. So that's kind of weird, but it is what it is. It's why I don't think this card's like that good. I think it should have just said one of any of the listed things and then two of any of the listed things if you had Sanctuary. But anyways, the Rhoda, you already know what this does. It just searches any monster that lists Sanctuary in the Sky, or it activates Sanctuary in the Sky from the deck. And then we got Divine Punishment, Infernity Barrier while Sanctuary in the Sky is up. Then Light of Judgment, it's either Confiscation or just non-targeting, non-destructive removal, and you activate either effect by discarding a light while you control Sanctuary. So, like, pretty good targets here. And this is why I think there's such a major change, because when I was playing, it was like Venus into Dark Lord into Parshath, and you did all these loops and you added so many bricks to the deck. But you can, like, ignore all these bricks now, because let's just say our hand is... Let's just say this is our hand. It's Rhoda, Lost Sanctuary, and this. So we'll activate the Rhoda to search Neptune, and then we'll normal Earth to search Venus, and then Venus. We'll summon the Venus with Neptune. And then our third summon... we summon Arclight. I mean, our fourth summon will be Arclight, because on our third summon we can make it. So now we just ignore Nibiru. That's pretty cool. And then we can start link climbing with these. Like, we can go into this. We could go into the Link 2 agent, and while the thing we send is Banish, if we banish Neptune, we can just search Sanctuary in the Sky. That's kind of cool. But we can go into other things here, like the Dark Lord, maybe. It all depends on what you want to do. But that kind of gets my point across, is this thing lets you play a lot more conservatively, a.k.a. better through hand traps. And then once your opponent's turn starts, you activate this, set either a follow-up or a whatever, and then you have Monster Negation, Omni Negation, and whatever you decide to do with your links. So, that's what I wanted to show off. This tech is really, really cool. I think this trap is... because I wasn't confident in the deck after I was done testing, because I couldn't get a lot of people to test this deck. So I couldn't figure out how to play through hand traps, because I didn't have enough data just by myself. So I couldn't really figure out if there was optimal ways to play through specific hand traps, because no one else was testing it. But I think this trap specifically will help people start testing this deck, because you no longer need to play a bunch of bricks or a bunch of garnets to just do this one all-in wombo combo. Like, if you get stopped, oh, I set this, I win. And if you're under the impression, well, you gotta draw it. No, you absolutely don't fucking have to draw this, because this card lists Sanctuary in the Sky in its text, so Parshath can search it, and all the cards that search Sanctuary spells and traps can search this. So obviously, you don't need to draw this. It just needs to be in your deck. So, yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And remember, Master Dinnerflax will take your soul.